Hey there, I'm Vinnie Moore, and I'm here with Premier Guitar's Big Five. Favorite guitar? Man, that's really tricky. Back in the day, there was always one guitar that I was really close to, and I'd always want to have that particular guitar. And it's changed over the years, but now I find that I'm playing more guitars. I'm mixing it up a little bit and not getting attached to one particular guitar like I did in the old days. But I would say, in general, the Stratocaster, because everything I've ever played that's been my favorite guitar has been a Super Strat, based on the Strat with some refinements. And I still play the regular Strat, and I still have a lot of guitars that are kind of Super Strats and more tweaked out. And, so I'd have to give a general answer and just say the Stratocaster and the Super Strat. Eddie made us all go through that same phase of experimentation. I had a Strat, just a standard Strat, my first Stratocaster ever, and then of course I was a huge Eddie fan, so I had to go with a different pickup that he was using, which meant like routing the body, only I didn't have a router, so I went over to my uncle's house and we had a hammer and a chisel, and we started like crudely carving out the body so the humbucker would fit. And then I painted a striped guitar too. It was white with black stripes, just because Eddie, I was such a big Eddie freak. And then I thought, I want to get the Floyd on this guitar. How am I going to pull that off? And at that point, he went with Kramer, and Kramer started doing that bridge on the stock guitar, so that was like the perfect way to go. So I bought one of those. Currently, I've been playing some Kramer stuff, and that's kind of a pretty new situation. I've been playing the Pacer, which really is one of the first, it was the first guitar I had with the Floyd Rose tremolo on it. And over the years, everybody knows I've been with Ibanez and Music Man, Fender playing a Strat and a Hartfield, and also Dean guitars, and everything I've played has pretty much been based on the Strat with some refinements and some tweaks that have been really comfortable and good for me. And it's kind of amazing that, I've been using the Kramer a lot lately in the studio. Oddly enough, I have the first Pacer body that I used to play back in like 1983 it was. I ruined the neck on it trying to scallop it myself like an idiot with a big file, and so that's gone. But here we have a newer one that's identical in white, and I'll never mess with this neck. Stock one in this guy is a Seymour Duncan, but I've, been a DiMarzio guy over the years, and I've also had my signature pickup with Dean, so I have tons of guitars laying around here in the studio while I record, and I have lots of different pickup choices. This one's a JB, which is something that I haven't used, so it's good for a different flavor. I don't know if that would ever be my main pickup, but it's good for a different flavor. When I record, I throw different pickups in all my guitars because it doesn't make sense to have like 6 of the same model guitar with 6 of the same pickups because you're not getting any variety when you record, and the whole point is to have some different flavors and some different tools as you work. My Desert Island album, man, that's also a tough question because I could say so many different things. I could pop off 10, right off the bat. I could say Van Halen 1, I could say Deep Purple Machine Head, what was the other one that just, Jeff Beck's Wired, because that was the start of it all. In fact, all 3 of those albums were the start of it all, but if I had to say one, I don't know, probably Deep Purple Machine Head. The songs, Richie's guitar, and that was such a big influence on me, and I wish I could kind of go back and unhear it and hear it again for the first time. And so it would have the impact again. My biggest guitar culture pet peeve, 2 come to mind. See, you're only asking for one. So let's see. Eliminate. I would say obsessing over gear and like reading what somebody else used. Like Stevie Ray Vaughan used a Vibra-Verb with a Stratocaster with these pickups and 13s, and if I go get that, I'll sound like Stevie, and it doesn't work. You can be inspired by other players and their choices of gear, pedals, guitars, amps, whatever, but you're never going to sound like that person exactly just by getting the same gear that they have. It might get you in the ballpark. And why do you want to sound exactly like that guy? You know, you want to sound like yourself, and that's what it's all about. Back in the day, man, guys, I don't know, maybe the 70s, guys weren't obsessing over pedals and all this crap. They just like used what was available and did their best with it and, you know, did their thing. And more of what was inside of them came out. You know, they just used the tools available. Now, I almost feel like there's too many choices, especially with pedals. You know, it's like, man, I don't ever want to buy another pedal. But, of course, where is it? There are times when I get so frustrated because I see something new in a magazine or hear somebody talking about it, and it's like, oh, I gotta have that. I want that pedal. Sometimes I love that pedal. Sometimes I'm disappointed. Like, why did I buy that? And I just got to the point where it's like, man, I never want to hear about another pedal again or never buy one. And then, of course, last week I bought this full tone, the Octafuzz, because I was looking for that higher octave sound in particular for a song I was using. And would you know it, it didn't quite work for that song. But there's a switch to turn the octave off and just use it as a fuzz, and that worked for a couple other songs that created these amazing fuzz sounds that I never even anticipated or expected to get. So that was a nice surprise, man. Which guitar hero would shock people? There was someone I was really into when I was younger and learning to play that I haven't really mentioned in interviews a lot for some reason, and that would be Dickie Betts with the Allman Brothers. I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't be surprised by that. They would say, yeah, I can hear some Allman Brothers here and there in your playing. But I guess a lot of people would be surprised by that. But, you know, he always had a great sense of melody, great phrasing, and that great Les Paul tone, you know, that sweet, like one of the first instrumentals I ever heard was Jessica. And, you know, just an awesome tune. And he had some solos within songs, some really long sections where he, you know, expanded and really went into some stuff that was really nice stuff. And that was a huge influence on me growing up. On my last record, Soul Shifter, there's a song, Soul Rider, I think it's called. There's definitely an Allman Brothers influence in there that you can hear. My biggest secret weapon. You know, I would have to say that's more of an innate thing within me. It's my perseverance and determination. I have this thing where I don't stop. If I have a bad day writing songs or a bad day recording, I get frustrated, get depressed, but I always keep coming back to it. I keep trying to forge ahead and push ahead, and it's always worked out for me. So I'd have to say that's my biggest blessing and secret weapon is that I just keep on trying, and I think that everybody should, you know, just keep trying to do what you do, and you're going to get there.